The Arizona Cardinals shocked the sports world, taking Jeremiyah Love number 3 overall in the 2026 NFL Draft, while spiking my cortisol in the process. And even though I'll never forgive him for crushing my dreams as a Titans fan, we have put Jeremiyah Love into Madden 26 to see if me and him as a duo can rebuild this team and bring the Cardinals their first ever Super Bowl. Only because I feel sorry for their fans. They have to find a way to cope with this quarterback room. I'm wearing my Titans jersey out of spite. Bite me. Now I have 5 years to win a Super Bowl, or else I owe one of my subscribers a Jeremiyah Love jersey. I'll have to say, this is a strange roster. Like, Jeremiyah Love, phenomenal. 82 overall. He is going to become a beast today for us. 96 speed, 84 break tackle, and 90 carrying. So, like, honestly, within 2 years, he might be a top 5 running back in the entire league. They got arguably the greatest tight end in football in Trey McBride, not to mention 2 decent young wide receivers in Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison, which if we're going to somehow win the Super Bowl within the next 5 seasons, we need Marvin Harrison to reach his potential, which he's still an X factor up to an 83 overall, so there's a chance. Incredible young left tackle, that should be here the duration of the rebuild. Pajalte's a solid center, and Jeremiyah joined by fellow rookie Chase Bisontis. And on defense, there's some okay talent. Like, the problem is Budda Baker is aging, so if he's going to be with us when we hopefully win the Super Bowl, it's going to have to be in probably like 3 or so seasons. If not, he's going to retire. And that kind of is the common theme on defense. Like, outside of Walter Nolan and maybe Will Johnson, this is an unfortunate aging defense. But like, the big elephant in the room, the quarterbacks. I really wonder if our main goal this next season should be just like simply try to win no more than 5 games, because I mean, this team probably not gonna win more than that, but if we can finish with a top 10 pick, there's a chance in the 2027 draft we can find our long-term replacement at quarterback who can hopefully galvanize his offense and lead us to a Super Bowl. I don't think Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, or the new draft pick Carson Beck has what it takes, because if we do get that young quarterback, I mean, he comes in a good situation, like I said, with Jeremiyah Love, Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, to where he could see success as a rookie. Now, unfortunate for Jeremiyah Love, he was supposed to come in with like a half-decent offensive line, but unfortunately, 2 of what was supposed to be his starters, they retired in the offseason before they even played a game, so that's kind of unfortunate. But I don't know. I don't think we're going to do much to the team the first season. I think we're just going to let it ride and hope that we end up with a top 5 pick, while at the same time, some of our star players, like Jeremiyah Love, obviously, and Marvin Harrison, can continue to progress. Which there actually is one thing I want to do before we start the season. The crazy thing about the Jeremiyah Love pick in the first place was the fact they just signed Ty Algier. They re-signed James Conner, all while having a young running back and Trey Benson already on the roster. So there's just no point. There's no point in having all 5 of these guys. So I think what I'm going to do is give a few of these guys a new home. Like Trey Benson only going into his 3rd year, a decent overall here in Madden. I feel like somebody will give me something half decent for him. I think we'd be doing right by him, giving him a fresh start elsewhere because he's not going to see playing time. The Vikings want to give me Jawan Jennings in a 6th round pick. That's just so random. Wait, why is their cap space situation so bad? Can they even accept it if I tried? No, like, what's the point? Dude, somebody's got to want them. To be honest with you, I do feel like the Jags are actually a pretty good fit here. They got multiple 3rd round picks, which could potentially help us in a trade-up situation. Jackson maybe squeeze in a 6 as well. Look at that. Easy peasy. At the same time, also getting rid of James Conner. 31 years old. He still has talent and can definitely provide some value for another running back room out there, just not ours right now. And again, I want to do right by him. He doesn't want to be a 3rd string or even a 2nd string at this point in his career. No offers, but we'll find a taker. Honestly, I could see the Panthers as a half-decent fit. Rico Dowdle signed with the Steelers in the offseason. They need a backup or somebody to split carries with Chuba Hubbard. So would they be willing to give me... I probably could squeeze a 3rd out of it. Should I do it? No, it's declined. So how about instead you give me a 4 and a 5? And again, that could be very important in a potential trade-up if we want to go target a quarterback next year. Trade is accepted. Got ourselves some decent picks for our 3rd and 4th string running back. Well, there's actually one more little bit of business I did want to do before we simulate the season, get to the offseason, make some signings, complete the draft, because we have just an insane cornerback room in terms of just like too many numbers. I honestly would like prefer Denzel Burke and Max Melton getting the playing time. Sean Murphy Bunting, he's okay, decent veteran, but like he's kind of clogging that room up. No reason to keep him, and I'm sure there's some teams give me some half-decent offers already. This is better offers than the running backs. Maybe the Saints would give me something half-decent. No way I get myself another 3rd round pick, right? Wrong. That's crazy. So we have loaded up on ammunition, boys, to hopefully get ourselves our quarterback of the future in the 2027 NFL Draft. So it is officially time to simulate this season with a squad that we got, and really hope we don't win more than 5 games. The goal is to solidify a top 5 pick, while at the same time having our youngsters like Marvin Harrison, Jeremiah Smith have decent seasons and progressing overall. Oh God. Luckily, it seems like we still have one of the worst records in the NFC, but still like 7 wins. That's a lot more than what I was anticipating. I mean, I actually started out off the season extremely well, and then had a really bad, like, 5-game stretch. We literally scored 0 points against the 49ers and then lost 4 out of our last 5. If it wasn't for the last month and a half of the season, like, we might have made the freaking playoffs. Don't think anybody's shocked at the fact that our offense was quite garbage. Now, defensively, I'm assuming we actually weren't too bad. Yeah, like, Jacoby Brissett, we're gonna have to get rid of him. Like, it's not actually bad numbers. That's very reminiscent of what he did in real life last year. But 19 picks, dude, that's nonsense. Now, on the ground, that's a little unfortunate. Jeremiyah Love, 3.6 yards per carry, 7 fumbles. So I don't like that at all. He did hit 1,000 yards, but this like kind of feels like Ashton Gentry's rookie season when he was just on a really bad team. And I really hope, for Jeremiyah Love's sake, I actually really like the guy. He's a super good guy. Really hope this is not what happens in real life because he's too good of a player just in a really bad situation. But I know Gentry didn't fumble 7 times, so you gotta lock in Jeremiyah, man. If we're gonna win a Super Bowl, you can't put the ball on the ground that much. Well, regardless of how bad his stats look, all that really matters to me is how he progressed, and he does look like he's a superstar, up to an 88 rated. So even like with the really mediocre season, went up 6 overall, so there's a good chance by the end of next season, he's already in the 90s. Well, on the flip side, Marvin Harrison with the best year of his career. This is music to my freaking ears and exactly what we needed if we're gonna have any chance to ever win in the Super Bowl. 1,300 yards and 18 touchdowns is crazy, crazy work. Even Michael Wilson could be his second straight 1,000-yard receiving season. And a little disappointed in Trey McBride, though. Hopefully he can lock in because, again, he's an insane weapon here in this offense. So we're hoping for some better numbers in the following seasons. Now, defensively, who did the good things for us since we were actually half decent? Walter Nolan, I love that. 10.5 sacks for the youngster. He's probably way up there. Actually, let me go ahead and check. Up to an 86 overall, so he's another guy that can get into the 90s. Josh Sweat doing Josh Sweat things. 10 sacks in the year. Look at Zaven Collins. That's going to be his career high. Now, Rookie of the Year is a big, big deal, boys. NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jeremiyah Love. How? I am so confused, but I am not complaining. Defensively goes to Dylan, which you probably noticed a lot of these guys aren't on the right teams. I promise you I tried my best. Madden just makes a lot of things within their games very difficult, and I could only do so much. Remember, I'm a dumb hick from Alabama. Now, the one worry I do have is how late we are going to be picking in the first round. Okay, 8 as of right now. Not bad. I was worried it's going to be like 15 or something. I think we can deal with 8. If we have to trade up, definitely have the ammo to do so. I mean, there are so many good quarterbacks in this draft class, boys. You got Dante Moore, Arch Manning, Jaden Maiava, Lenore Sellers, Julian Sayin, Darian Mensah. Brendan Sorsby isn't bad either. Even John Mateer and Sam Levitt could turn out to be half decent. And also, the really good news, dude, is look how much money that we got. So you consider the draft picks that we're going to have, the salary cap that we have, this could be a rather quick turnaround. Especially when you consider we got Trey McBride up to a 99. Marvin Harrison's almost in the 90s now. Jeremiyah Love, he'll be in the 90s probably next season. Paris Johnson's creeping on up there. Hajal Tate's still solid. Chase Bison's up to a 78 rated, so he's going to be solid at least over the next 3-4 years. And defensively, like I said, Walter Nolan, he'll probably get into the 90s. Will Johnson might creep on up there. So I really think, honestly, with that money we have in free agency, we probably need to try to improve the offensive line as much as possible and probably need to focus on defense. Which I do want to see before we even get to the offseason if we have any dev trade increases. And somehow that salary cap number went up to almost $200 million. Like, what are we even going to spend that money on? The big reveal. Any dev trade increases? I don't think so. I don't think anybody went down either, which is always also a good thing. And then defensively, okay, we had Josh Sweat go up to X Factor, but we had Zaven Collins lose his superstar. Now, with that $200 million that we have, I'm sure there's some contracts we need to negotiate. Got 17 of them. Ooh, we have to pay Marvin Harrison the big bucks the following offseason. We have to accept his 5th-year option. That might be 2 years down the line now. Now, same thing. Oh, no, Paris Johnson. Okay, I probably should have negotiated a little bit earlier. I've absolutely got to lock him down long-term, dude. I'll give you a 5-year deal. Unprecedented. We'll bump this money up as much as we need to. The thing that scares me is it says he has no interest in re-signing, dude. Like, why? Is it because we're the Cardinals? So bump the money up. Hopefully it was enough to keep him here in Arizona. We have the money to spend, so it doesn't bother me. He is going to stay. Thank God. That would have been catastrophic. Hopefully that's the only big re-signing that we have to put forth. Like, Zaven Collins is an interesting one, man, because, like, he's asking for $14 million a season. He's 80 overall. We got some youngsters sitting behind him. I feel like I'm just going to let him walk. I probably should have traded him away. I could have done that at the deadline, but hey, hindsight's 2020. He is 28, so he still could get better the next 2 seasons, but I think I'm just not willing to pay him $15 million. I feel like, if anything, we just do better in free agency and find somebody better than him. If we can't, maybe re-sign him at that point. Oh, Michael Wilson's a big one. I feel like we got to lock him in. $10 million a season. That's not too bad to me. 4-year contract. Hopefully he accepts, which he does. Ty Algier, I mean, I suppose we can keep him as a backup if he wants to stay. And he's locked in. I suppose he just wants to vulture touchdowns away from Jeremiyah Love, just like he did from Bijan. Well, Mac Wilson Wilson, I feel like he's been here for so long, we can't lose him. I don't feel like a 2-year contract's bad for him. Garrett Williams, I like him too, man. He's only 26 years old. Just got off his rookie contract, 81 rated, 4-year deal. Don't mind it at all. Send it through, and at least we've signed everybody back that we wanted to so far. No wonder we had so much money to spend, so we have to re-sign so many players. We're already down to 140 million. I'm not going to be too upset if we don't re-sign any of these guys, like Jacoby Brissett. He's gone. I appreciate your service, but no thanks. Darius Robinson, absolutely not accepting his 5th-year option, dude. Like, what a bust. 75 overall, $26 million asking to get paid for his 5th-year option. It's absolutely not. Maybe we can re-sign BJ Ojol. Like, do I just go ahead and re-sign Zaven Collins, man? I just feel like 14 mil a year is crazy. What about BJ? He's asking for 10 mil. Let me just do it, man. Zaven Collins has been here his entire career. He's a veteran. Even if we sign somebody better than him, like, he'll be good depth. Like, 2 years is fine. And apparently all these guys like playing for me. And with that, I think that's everybody. So time to spend all this money, which before we see the available free agents, I do want to see the latest mock draft. I actually have the Raiders going Jeremiah Smith with the #1 pick. Why does he look fat? Now, the unfortunate thing is they have Dante Moore going $2 to the Jets, Arch Manning going 3 to the Browns. Like, if this was a real life situation, Dante Moore literally didn't come out the draft last year. He could have been the #2 pick, got $50+ million, and he literally went back to college just not to play for the Jets. So I feel like Arch Manning, never in a million years would they let him play in Cleveland. So if this is realistic, I feel like they would refuse to, sign there. But unfortunately, they might be a little bit too rich for our blood, moving up from 8 to 3. And even Lenore Sellers is projected to go #6, so we might be stuck with Jade Mayava, which I don't feel like that's horrible. I don't know how good he is. I might test in the draft to see how rich it is to move up into the top 3. But like, if Arch Manning and Dante Moore don't want to play for the Jets and Browns, like, why would they want to play for the Cardinals? With the MLB season just starting, you got the NBA, NHL playoffs right around the corner, not to mention the NFL schedule release is coming up soon. I thought it'd be the perfect time to tell you guys about my special hookup with today's sponsor, SeatGeek. And not to mention, right now, you can get World Cup tickets on SeatGeek, which is exactly what I plan on doing, because I'm going to the first USA game. And it's not just sports tickets that you can get on SeatGeek, as there's over 70,000 events listed on the app. So comedy shows, music festivals, obviously sports, and more. With over 35 million downloads, SeatGeek is the planet's #1 rated ticketing app. If you guys have been a fan of the channel for a while now, you know my love for SeatGeek is actually genuine, because I actually use the product and I have the receipts to prove it, as every single sporting event I have attended pre-2020 has been through SeatGeek. You might be asking, RBT, why are you such a SeatGeek stan? Because not only is SeatGeek so easy to use, they also always got your back, because every ticket on their platform is rated on a scale from 1 to 10, so you know exactly when you're getting a good deal. Make sure when you're looking for tickets on the app to always look for the green dots, as green means good, red means bad. And every ticket on their platform is backed by their buyer guarantee. And of course, I got you guys with a code, as you can use promo code RBT10 to get 10% off your next tickets at SeatGeek. Again, that's 10% off any tickets at SeatGeek when you use my promo code RBT10. But it is time, boys. I really hope with the money that we have just sitting here, there's actually some half-decent free agents to sign. Rashee Rice is here. That is crazy. I think that's the first time I've ever seen him as an available free agent. I might have to take a shot at it. Imagine a rookie quarterback coming in with Jeremiah Love, Rashee Rice, Michael Wilson, and Marvin Harrison with Trey McBride at tight end, dude. That's honestly already a Super Bowl caliber skill room. I don't see any good offensive linemen, though, which we do desperately need. I feel like he'd be boring. Brian O'Neill, he's old. You just don't really see good offensive linemen make it to free agency. Kayvon Thibodeau could be interesting, although I feel like he'd ask for way too much money. So let's see, man. Rashee Rice, what is he going to ask for? Like $25 million a season, but I feel like it would be worth it while we have the money just sitting there. 4 years, I don't feel like it's bad, so he will be here by the time we have to win the Super Bowl. Let me just offer and see what he says. Okay, we're pretty much tied with everybody else. I'm willing to up it just a little bit more. That looks a lot better, and we are currently in the lead for Rashee Rice. If we're going to offer you that much money, I think we have to put it in his contract that he goes to weekly counseling sessions. Now, Rashawn Gary, I don't feel like would be bad. He's also somebody that will probably ask for a ton of money. 2-year deal. He could start over Zaven Collins. He's asking for $20+ million a season, which I think is kind of nutty. What's Kayvon Thibodeau asking for? He's only asking for $15 mil, and he'd definitely be a little bit of an upgrade over Zaven Collins. I would give him a 4-year contract contract, up this money a little bit. Maybe by the time his contract is up, he could be like closer to the 90s overall. Okay, whereas only offer. So like, should I actually offer a little bit less? Maybe a 5-year deal, but a little bit less money. I mean, if nobody else is going to offer him, surely he's got to accept ours, right? Now, I don't think I have a will linebacker on the entire roster, so Drake Thomas I don't feel like would be bad. I actually lied. We have Cody Simon, but Drake Thomas much higher overall. Okay, our initial offer already better than the Colts. Now, what do I do alongside the offensive line, man? Maybe Brian O'Neill can start for me at right tackle for a couple seasons. Don't really mind a 2-year contract, so we'll send it through, which I'm assuming we're not fighting for anybody for a signature. It is underwhelming. Like, the rest of free agency is actually pretty garbage. I wonder if I offer Osiris Torrance here, let him play left guard for us. He's only 27. He is asking for $12 million a season, which I feel like is kind of crazy. I'll like lower the offer a little bit, and if he doesn't accept, I'm not going to stress about it, which he's not gonna. I really don't care. Now, this is an instance with the leftover money where I feel like we should probably sign one of these star defensive tackles on a 1-year contract. Probably not Jonathan Allen, but I wouldn't mind Leonard Williams so Walter Nolan can still start for us. But him and Walter Nolan would make for an insane defensive tackle duo. We absolutely can afford this. And we're in the driver's seat with no competition. I wonder if I should lock down Drew Sanders, the potential long-term backup middle linebacker. Just kidding, he's asking for too much. So I think these 5 are our final offers. And if we lock all 5 of these guys down, I honestly would not be surprised, even with a rookie quarterback, if we're a playoff caliber team next season. I mean, we won 7 games with this team. Rashee Rice would go crazy in our offense. But it's like, what are the odds that we actually sign all of these guys? All shall be decided by the Madden simulation system with a click of a button. So all decisions have been made one way or another. Honestly, I'll be happy with like 3 or 4 of them. And how about all 5? How about all 5 targets have officially been locked in? Dude, this is huge. Like, this could be the difference in like 3 or 4 wins next season. Come on, be a good boy, please. And we still got the most important part of the offseason still to go. All right, let us check one final time. The latest mock draft. Okay, actually has Colin Simmons going number 1. Dante Moore 2, Arch Manning 3, Jeremiah Smith falling 4 to the Miami Dolphins. Okay, now it looks like we're going to have the opportunity to take Lenore Sellers if we want to, but it has him going behind Jaden Maiava to the Saints. So as of right now, if we don't trade up, it does look like Jaden Maiava is going to be the move, but I am going to test the waters and see how tough it is to trade up into the top 3. So here we have it. The Raiders, for the 2nd consecutive season, picking number 1. The Jets, with all their accumulated picks, have 3 selections in the top 10, which that's actually insane. 3 picks in the top 10 of one of the greatest drafts of all time. Dude, they could win the Super Bowl next year. That's crazy being the freaking Jets. But let's see. Number 1 pick, watch him take a quarterback. Who is it, Roger? That's definitely not Arch. Oh, it was Colin Simmons, the edge from Texas. Now here's a big one. The New York Jets are probably obviously going to go quarterback here. Well, whoever they don't take, I will try to trade up with the Cleveland Browns. It is going to be, just like the mock draft said, Dante Moore. This guy's miserable inside. Now time to get down to business. I really have absolutely zero clue what to expect here because Madden's such a weird game. So like, let's just start kind of slow. Let's start with our last 3rd round pick. Let's start with the 4. Let's throw a 5 in there. Do the Browns laugh at us? There's no way. I don't believe it. I do not believe that just got accepted. The trading is on normal too, dude. Like what is this game? Well, fellas, in a massive twist here, it looks like we're selecting number 3. I was totally expecting to take Jaden Maiava here, but I suppose Arch Manning's got to be the pick here. I mean, look at his key ratings. It's just A across the board. Yeah, man, it's Arch Manning no matter what. It's got to be. Don't really know if the Manning family would allow him to go to Arizona, but thank God this is Madden. Okay, number 10 in true value, so not bad at all. Obviously comes in with hidden development, 85 speed, 92 throw power. Is this the human being that will bring the Cardinals their first ever Super Bowl? So now we set our sights on our 2nd pick, which what I'm actually going to do here probably is go 1 by 1, which Jeremiah Smith just went off the board there. I want to see who's available like at pick number 20. And if there's somebody that like I love that's still on the board, since we just saw trading up's not too difficult, I might actually try to trade back into the 1st round and pick up a big target if they're still sitting there. I don't know who, I just want to see though. Oh, the Browns ended up going Jaden Maiava. Dog, the Jets got Dante Moore, the best tackle in the draft, and Dylan Stewart. Dude, what a freaking haul. So here at 11 for my Tennessee Titans, who was even still on the board? board. Cam Coleman's still there, but we don't need wide receiver. Jordan Seaton could be a pretty insane tackle. Oh, I know Sammy Brown's a solid middle linebacker. Oh, I don't know, boys. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I feel like Sammy Brown is the guy I kind of want to trade up for. Like, we do need a long-term option at middle linebacker. And a 4.3, 340-yard dash. If he's still there at like 20, I might consider trading up because I don't feel like he would fall to us. Alright, he's still here at 20. I have a bad feeling that the Eagles are going to take him. The Eagles always get the best player in the draft that falls, and they went left tackle. Now, the only question is, like, how far would he actually fall? I mean, there's still some really good receivers left on the board. There's a really good edge still sitting there. Still a good quarterback that probably will fall to the second round. I don't know. Do I take it? Do I take a shot here? I feel like the Chiefs have probably got to go wide receiver since they just lost Rashee Rice, right? So maybe I can make it at least one more pick. Chiefs go right tackle. Is this the spot, man? Is Vrabel going to take them? Let's try it. Let's see if we can trade up here. Let's see if we can get away with just using one third-round pick. So pick 40 and pick 74 to come up 18 spots, and they declined it, which is definitely fair. But instead of using another draft pick, I wonder if we could throw in a couple players. Maybe they need a backup running back without a face. Wait a minute, they need free safety, and we have two half-decent ones. Andrew Wingard on the last year of his contract, and we got a younger guy behind him who might actually be our long-term starting free safety, so maybe we throw him in instead of the player. Let me just try this. Okay, it's in the yellow. Can we actually keep that third-round pick? It's in the green. Let's just go ahead and do it. I think it'd be a little bit more fair. So a second-round pick number 74, and Andrew Wingard to move 18 spots into the first round. Trade still declined, but we got some picks. We got some more picks. Go with our 6th-round pick from 2027. Come on now. You're gonna make me, just for the sake of it, throw in the freaking running back without a face. Submit it through. There it is, boys. Your Arizona Cardinals are right back in the first round. And again, he could have lasted to the second round. I really don't know. And I don't even know if he's that good. He's just fast. Middle linebacker is probably the biggest position I feel like we need right now. And like, we basically have the same name too. I don't think I've ever drafted him in any video this year. So Sammy Brown is gonna be the pick. I really don't even know how good he is. He looks like a stud. Please tell me I didn't do all that for nothing. He is the 7th best player in the entire class. I promise you I had no idea. Oh, she's going off the pure vibes. Got him at 22. Hidden dev, 91 speed at middle linebacker is crazy. Oh, boys, what a draft so far. And let's keep it rolling. We got an 8th pick in the 3rd round. Now, who on earth is still here at this point? Keon Sabb, and honestly, I do need a free safety long-term if that other guy doesn't pan out, and he's probably the best one left, right? He does lack discipline, so he is normal dev, so we got to keep that in mind. Marcus Neal, on the other hand, could be a half-decent option, moving over to free safety. A hit power's nice. Hold on, this Peyton Pierce guy looks pretty good. We don't have a Sam linebacker in the entire roster. I might be switching lanes here. Like, he actually looks insane, dude. Hold on. It says he's around 1 to 2 talent. Why didn't I see that? Hold the freaking phone, Peyton Pierce. Welcome to the squad. He's going to come in 46 in true value. I was getting really hyped up there. I thought he was going to be like a top 20 player, but that's second round talent. Got him at 72. Hidden dev as well, 89 speed. Dude, we're building the fastest linebacker core in football. Now, some of the other players I was looking at, unfortunately, they probably still won't be there in the 4th round. But let's at least try to hit on another gem. Wait a minute. Drew Evans here out of Indiana. Had an old friend named Drew. Says he shows good discipline. He's the only one left in the draft that has any potential, and we do need long-term offensive line help. I don't think he's going to be like a top 10 player or anything. Probably more like a 3rd round talent, but we will take all the talent we can get along so that offensive line. And Drew Evans can come in 102 in true value. Does have hidden dev, but that's a little bit, I mean, that's still a good pick. Can't be mad at that. Guy that projects well, can get better, but I was kind of hoping for like a 2nd round talent, but it's not an L. Okay, the first player I even clicked on, Jordan Ross, looks intriguing. One of the fastest edge rushers in the entire draft. I mean, you got to pick and choose at this point. He looks great. Again, like, edge rush is so hard for them to fall in the draft. Like, if you have a 80 rated edge rusher that says he's going to go in the 6th round, he goes in the 2nd. You never see them fall, so I don't expect him to be anything fantastic. Maybe, if we're lucky, a 70 overall, which is great for edge rush talent in the 5th round here. He's going to come in. Okay. Oh, freaking K. What do you mean, dude? Yeah, he has hidden dev, 85 speed, but like, I thought it was going to be a lot better. Like, how does he suck so bad? Unfortunately, that was the first L of the draft. draft, and I don't think it's going to get much better here in the 6th round. This projected undrafted free agent defensive tackle looks okay. Emmanuel Oyebadejo, gonna have hidden devs, got a bunch of Bs. Again, this isn't going to be a generational defensive tackle or anything, but what's the issue? There's no way he's that bad. Yeah, he has hidden dev, but woo, dude, he's probably a 20 overall. Honestly, dude, I'm just simming our 7th round pick. I put up a stinker on day 3, so I guess let's see if the computer did any better. We had Arch Manning come in as a 76 overall. Sammy Brown, a 77, our highest rated player of the entire draft. Peyton Pierce, not bad, 72 overall. Drew Evans was a 70. We got some hidden dev players, like I said, and then we got another middle linebacker, Kavon Sherman, who's, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I almost did it just off of pure vibes. But honestly, that I feel like all comes down to Arch Manning, 76 overall. If this guy can lead us to a Super Bowl, it's the greatest pick in franchise history. I'm glad I traded up. Like, Sammy Brown is probably the best player I could have taken right there. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't take that safety. Marcus Neal sucked. He was a 69 overall. Oh, there's a big 76 overall defensive tackle that I missed out on. That sucks. I'm not too mad at what I missed out on day 3. Like, I didn't put up a good performance, but there wasn't anybody too good there. So, like, I feel overall like I did a really good job in this class. Taking us into our first real season, Arch Manning makes this offense already look so much better. It is crazy that we are already up to an 86 overall team with an 89 offense and 84 defense. Oh, I hate this game so much. Every single time you adjust the lineup, dude, it just messes the entire offensive lineup. There we go. Thank God. But man, this offense is ready to score 1,000 points this season. We should be a top 5 unit. I mean, Arch Manning, what a situation he jumps into. Jeremiyah Love to hand the ball off to. Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, Rashee Rice, and Trey McBride to throw to. And like I said, I don't anticipate us competing for a Super Bowl or anything, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if we sneak ourselves into the wild card spot. That one stings, boys. 9-8 on the season, missed the playoffs, but that's promising, I think, at least for the future. If we would have won another game, I don't know if it would have made it or not, but maybe it was a year too early, at least missing the playoffs here. If we weren't going to win the Super Bowl, it gets us a better draft pick. But all things considered, winning 9 games with a rookie quarterback is extremely solid, but I gotta see how he did. We had a top 10 offense, so much improved from Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. Defensively, okay, we sucked. Okay, Arch Manning, have a freaking season, pal. 4,400 yards, 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Jacoby Brissett could never. Like, he could have won MVP as a rookie. I want to see his overall all the way up to an 87, dude. That's an 11 overall bump in just 1 season. By the end of next year, he could be in the 90s, and we, honest to God, at that point, could be Super Bowl contenders given another good offseason. Now, what I'm excited about, Jeremiyah Love and the improved offense. Ooh, I guess he didn't touch the ball quite as much. He had more yards per carry. He had double the touchdowns, but not that, like, 1,200, 1,300 yard season I was anticipating. He is up to a 91 overall, so maybe he'll have a better season next year. You know what? Just for the heck of it, Jeremiah, I'm going to set you as a team captain. I feel like you deserve it. You're a good guy. Now, I do have to note the positive thing for Jeremiah this season, only 1 fumble when he had 7 a season ago, so that's a massive step in the right direction. Although I do wonder why Rashee Rice, on 6 touches on the ground, had 3 fumbles. I feel like that's a little egregious. Okay, just kidding. You can fumble the ball as many times as you want to. My God, Rashee Rice. 102 catches, 1,500 yards, and 18 touchdowns. He stole all the touchdowns away from Marvin Harrison. 1,000 yards for him, though, so a really good season. Michael Wilson did take a step back in the pecking order, but still great numbers. The wide receiver 3, and you have Trey McBride, 10 touchdowns, a big improvement from a season ago. So definitely loving the trajectory of the offense. I do want to see why the defense sucked so bad. We had Josh Sweat, 11 sacks, Leonard Williams with 10, Kayvon Thibodeau with 9.5, Walter Nolan with 8. I do want to say it did have my man Sammy Brown, 147 tackles. So that might have won him Rookie of the Year, which is always great. I'll have to see what his overall got up to, but I want to see if, like, did Arch win MVP as a rookie? He didn't. He came in second, dude. Like, how crazy would that have been? I fucking hate Joe Burrow, man. They throw the ball 6,000 times this season, always throw for 6,000 yards, so it's always, like, super hard to win MVP. Anyways, Coach of the Year, I feel like I should have been on up there winning 9 games with a rookie quarterback. Now, I do want to see NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Rashee Rice, so what a signing that ended up being. Defensively, goes to Jared Verse. Offensive Rookie of the Year, of course, goes to Arch Manning, and defensively, goes to our boy Sammy Brown. So what a foundation we have built here in Arizona, man, and all we're going to continue to do is get better and better, especially with over $60 million to spend. And at the end of our first real season in charge, we are up to a 90 overall. Dude, Rashee Rice up to a 91. Marvin Harrison up to a 91 as well. And that guard that we drafted went all the way from a 70 to a 77. So you give me one more offseason to cook with all that money, money, and I genuinely think, I don't know if we'll win it, but I think we'll at least compete for a Super Bowl next season. Now, I do want to see, like, I know he's just a rookie, but I wonder if Arch Manning can actually climb up to X Factor. In the moment of truth, he didn't, but Rashee Rice did, which doesn't surprise me at all. Dude, this offense is insane, and we should be bringing everybody back this next season. Defensively, oh, we lost 2 X Factors. I wish I didn't even look at this. Josh Sweat, Budda Baker both went down. Budda Baker's getting worse and worse, man. He's got to be on up there in age. He's up as a 32-year-old, so we got to win the Super Bowl in probably another season or 2, or this guy's going to retire. I would feel wrong if we win a Super Bowl as soon as Budda Baker's gone. Now, the one good news I will say defensively that I saw is our boy, Sammy Brown. I think it's time for him to take over as the starter. Matt Wilson, what a servant you've been here in Arizona. What a middle linebacker. What a defensive captain, but you're going to be relegated to the backup, buddy. Now, I do need to see if there's any big contract extensions we need to make this offseason, as there is a total of 14 to renegotiate. Okay, oh god, Walter Nolan, we're going to have to pay him in a few seasons. Budda Baker, surely he sticks around, man. He's been here his entire career. We'll have to decide whether or not I want to bring back Dadrion Taylor Demerson. Insane name to be born with. Max Melton, I definitely want to bring back. Darius Robinson, no chance. Yeah, so nothing way too crazy, boys. Honestly, I think it's just Walter Nolan that we accepted his 5th-year option for $32 million. My god. Budda Baker, definitely want to bring him back. And I suppose I'll give Dadrion Taylor Demerson a little bit of cash. Nothing way too crazy, just about $5 to $6 million this season, which he accepts. I haven't had anybody say no yet, which is interesting. I shouldn't have said that. I need to knock on wood. I don't have any, because I really don't want Budda Baker to not say yes, because that would be depressing. I'll give him a 2-year deal, although I don't know if he would actually make it to the end of that contract, and he accepts. I was scared for a second. It looked weird. I thought he declined it. We're gonna win you a Super Bowl, pal. Oh yeah, Max Melton too. Can't forget about him. A 4-year contract I feel like is good value for him. Deal's done. I mean, that leaves us with about $6 million to spend on free agents. So the most important part of free agency is just clicking the button to see who's available. So it doesn't matter if you have the money to spend if there's nobody good out there to spend it on. Okay, Jalen Carter's there. That's pretty big. Oh god, that's the big free agent this year. Like, imagine pairing Jalen Carter with Walter Nolan. And if I feel like I could sign him and be done. He's gonna cost $30 million this season, but dude, he's an X Factor, better than Walter Nolan. And outside of that, it is a pretty garbage free agency. I mean, maybe outside of that, I could sign a Loie Gilman on a 1-year contract. I know I got that free safety, but he's 82 rated. He's a little bit better. Okay, he wants a 3-year contract at 30 years old. It's kind of nuts. But I think I just gotta take a shot at it, man. Look at Trey Benson. Good for him. 85 rated, about to get a big bag here. But Jalen Carter, I gotta do it, man. I just feel like I got to. I'm gonna offer him exactly what he's asking for, which I'm assuming there's a bunch of other teams in for his signature. So I think I gotta up the offer a little bit if I do want to sign him. God, we're still not in the driver's seat. I gotta up it a little bit more. Now that I think about it, dude, I feel like Jalen Carter and Rashee Rice on the same team, that I feel like that could be a problem. But it's too late at this point, because we now have the #1 offer, which doesn't always mean everything. Honestly, I think I'm just going to withdraw the offer and just set my sights on Jalen Carter here. Like, what a signing this would be, man. We're going to try it, evaluate the offer, and Jalen Carter is officially an Arizona Cardinal. Him and Walter Nolan are going to wreak freaking havoc, boys. And it's like, going into the draft, what do we even need? Maybe a long-term starter at right tackle. They were good everywhere else on offense. Defensively, maybe I could find a better free safety. Like, really, honestly, it probably just comes down to getting best player available every pick. Because even as of right now, dude, the defense still looks phenomenal. Apparently, a tackle-heavy class is every single player projected to go in the top 5 is either an offensive, defensive tackle. Oh my god, dude. Literally, the entire top 10 is offensive linemen and defensive tackles. What the frick? Wait, where am I picking 15? Cornerback is like literally the last position I need, even though DJ Pickett looks good at 6'4", 195. Ooh, I know Devin Sanchez at Ohio State's good, but like, do I trade down for one of these offensive tackles, or like, are they even good enough? Okay, so the board fell a little bit different than what we thought, as it looks like there's actually a cornerback that got taken in the top 10, so it wasn't all just offensive tackles and defensive tackles. But I'm not gonna lie, if I get a good enough offer here, I might actually just trade down. Which, like, we got the Colts here actually offer me a future first-round pick to trade back 15 spots, which I actually think this is a phenomenal trade. I was looking at this one because the Falcons are offering me to trade back 16 spots for a second, a third, and a fifth, but I feel like I'd rather take a future first than a second, third, and fifth. I think I'm actually going to lock in this Colts offer. I'm going to accept it and get an extra first-round pick for 2029, which I possibly could use in a trade at the start of next season, try to bolster our roster and really compete for a Super Bowl next season. So the trade has been accepted here. Let's see what the heck we do here at the end of the first round now. Like I said, I'm just going to sit here and scour the market and try to find on the best player possible. This edge actually looks pretty good. Jaden Woods here. B awareness, B finesse move, B play rec, A tackle. He's one of those that caught my eye because he has a ton of player notes, and that typically is a really good thing. I mean, there's a bunch of guys projected to go over him, but I just feel like he looks like the best. It's like, do I trade back again and risk losing this guy? He definitely has the best combine out of him. I think I'm just gonna take him. I'm just gonna stick and pick. I already traded back once. Jaden Woods is going to be the selection, and he is going to come in as hopefully a really good decision. He comes in as the third best player in the class. I did not expect that. 88 speed, 93 acceleration. That did not look like the third best player in the class to me. So this might be one of those that's just not a talented draft class, because I'm excited, but I'm confused. Like the confusion is kind of overcoming my excitement. Hey, dude, let's see if we can strike gold again with my 15th pick in the second round here. Oh, I think I found a guy. Evan Tinginsdahl. What a freaking name, dude. He just sounds like an all-pro offensive tackle. Look at his stuff, man. A impact, A lead block, A run block power. One of the strongest guards in the entire class. Evan is about to be a banger, I think. Probably not as much of a banger as a first-round pick, but Evan is going to come in 8 in true value. I don't feel like there's any way. Hidden development. This is a better draft than my first one. I mean, he does look good, but again, I was expecting maybe like into first-round value, but dude, Evan, another banger. No way I get away with it again, though, in the third round, right? Dude, there's a lot of quarterbacks still here. Like, this is one of those instances. Is it like dumb that I'm even thinking about taking a quarterback and like using them as trade bait? Maybe I don't need to. Maybe I don't need to. I'm gonna calm down a little bit. Now, Donovan Woolen here looks like a half decent will linebacker. Not the fastest or strongest, but his A tackle and then an A for both coverages. Like, he might be a better cornerback than will linebacker. B hit power. I feel like he has a better chance to be a first round talent than that first player that we drafted. There's a ton of notes as well. Donovan Woolen out of North Dakota State. He's gonna be the selection, and I expect an absolute banger. Okay. The one time I actually expect him to be good, and he's not really. 134 in true value, so our first stinker pick of the draft. Hidden dev, though, so maybe he can develop. Now, I'm looking at receiver just as a backup plan, just in case I can't re-sign Marvin Harrison if he's too expensive. And this guy looks okay. He's the top receiver on the board. Naziah Hunter. His athletic traits don't really stand out at you, but I mean, he's got C catching, B catching traffic. He's got B deep route running, C medium route running, C spec catch. I think he'll be okay. I mean, he's worth a 4th round pick for sure. Okay, look at that, dude. He's better than the guy we drafted in the 3rd round. 51 in true value. I didn't expect that. Hidden development. This is just one of those drafts where I genuinely feel like I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm at least on the right side of things more often than not. And I pull it off yet again here in the 5th round. Wait, hear me out for a second. This projected undrafted free agent tight end Michael Smith, I hate the name. Hate it with a passion. But you cannot deny these attributes. A catching, B impact block, B medium route running, B pass block, A run block. Dude, we need a backup to Trey McBride. Again, maybe I can't re-sign him. I can't afford it. I'm gonna lock down Michael Smith. And this is kind of just like a crazy pick since he's projected to go undrafted. But he comes in 40 in true value. This must be a bad draft class. There's just no way. Normal development, first player that we drafted is normal development. I saw that, but like his ratings looked incredible. So I'm shocked a little bit on Michael Smith here. 2 more picks to go. Let's see if we can keep spitting out bangers. Hey, this free safety lacks discipline, but he looks half decent. A really good combine, all things considered. B awareness, A hit power, A pursuit. It's about all you can ask for here in the 6th round. He's going to come in 131 in true value, got him at 175. In my opinion, another good pick. So if we can land somebody half decent here in the 7th round, this might actually ended up being a lot better than my first draft. I might actually go with another free safety here who could always be converted over strong safety. What the? 444 is pretty solid at free safety. Now, you have to hear me out for a second because a lot of this looks bad, but it's stuff that doesn't really matter in my opinion. That B zone coverage is all I really care about, because typically when a safety or cornerback has like a B or better zone or man coverage, that means they're at least half decent. So Mason is going to be the selection. He lacks discipline, so he's going to be a hidden dev trait, but he comes in 128 in true value, better than the last safety I think we drafted. He does have hidden dev, 6'4" as well. I think incredible value here in the 7th round. I'm actually excited to go see what these ratings were. I do feel like with all those players I got being such high rated in terms of value, is probably a rather weak draft class. So I suppose, a moment of truth, that edge we got was 76 overall. The guard we got was 75 overall. The rest of the players were a little mid. So, like, yeah, the 72 rated players were, I guess, top 50. But, dude, every single player we just drafted was over 70 overall. So, in my opinion, again, all things considered, I think this is a 10 out of 10 draft. So, in the next season, boys, the question is, what are the odds? What are the odds this squad coming in as a 90 overall, with a 93 offense and 87 defense? What are the odds, not only for the first time today, we make the playoffs in this rebuild, but we go all the way and go ahead and win the freaking Super Bowl? I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't. We're one of the highest rated teams in football. But at the same time, Madden's just a weird game that you never know what to expect. What we're going to do this season is simulate to the midway point, dissect how we're doing, see if I need to trade away that future first round pick to acquire some talent, and I also think we're going to have some pretty important contracts we need to try and renegotiate. Boys, we're 7-1. I knew we were going to be good, but not that good. Like, how did this happen? We have one loss to the Bears. Okay, to be fair, we do have a lot of close losses, but against some really good teams, like away from home as well. So, like, my God, dude, I'd like to assume we can keep things rolling and maybe go out and earn a first-round bye. But also, with a lot of the close wins that we have accumulated, there is a chance we completely fall off, and I still think we should make the playoffs, but I could definitely see us falling off and end up losing 5 games or so. But more of a reason, I just need to go ahead and trade away this first-round pick we got. But before anything else, most importantly, need to renegotiate some contracts, because there's some big names like Marvin Harrison, Will Johnson that we've got to lock down long-term, and we only got $53 million to do it. So first and foremost, let's go with Will Johnson, who's asking for about $12 to $15 million a season, which I don't think is a bad ask for an 86 rated cornerback who probably will get into the 90s by the time his contract's up, which is why we're going to send him a 5-year offer, and he accepts. So he can breathe at least a little bit for now, but I'm not going to be too excited until we lock down Marvin, which he's asking for $100 million over 4 years, which isn't way too crazy for a 92 overall X-Factor wide receiver. I wonder if we just give him the base offer and he accepts. He does! Dude, why has nobody declined our offer? Like, I'm not complaining, I'm just confused. I just want to have this aura for the rest of the rebuilds, because it gets stressful when they start saying no every time. But just like that, we locked down 2 of our most important players on both sides of the football. Ooh, Jordan Birch is a big one. Ooh. Now, the thing is, he's not really even playing for me. And we just drafted somebody that will probably become better than him, so I probably don't need to give a backup edge $10 million a season. And maybe here at the trade deadline, I can use him as trade bait and bring in somebody even better. So I feel like I got to be smart about my finances. I think we still have Trey McBride that we lock down long term. Maybe he already signed an extension. I think he did, actually. Maybe I'm just trolling myself. But there's some other big players we have to lock down, so we need to save money and not give $10 million a season to a backup edge. So maybe we need to trade him away. Maybe some of these other guys, like Tyler Algier, I'm not going to be re-signing him. Zaven Collins too, same thing with him. Maybe I could package these 2 guys away to an edge-needy team, also using that first-round pick and bring in somebody that can help the squad out. Now, this is a tough one. Brian O'Neill, like, I really would love to re-sign him, but we can't even afford him right now. We got some youngsters that could replace him. Maybe we could draft his replacement, but that's an unfortunate one that we are going to be losing. Cody Simon, like, he's been good for me, but we have somebody that's better than him already. I guess he's not asking for too much, and this way I won't ever have to draft a will linebacker. So 5 years, I mean, only $3 million a season. Let's go, Cody. So with that, fellas, let's go see if we can package Zaven Collins and Jordan Birch into a trade with that first round pick and bring in some superstar. Which first, we currently have the NFL's #1 offense, and did our defense improve? No, it didn't. Why does it suck so bad? Dude, Arch Manning has already turned into like the best quarterback in football. I never in a million years expected that. 20 touchdowns to a single interception is just insane. Like, I don't even know what to say. On the ground, Jeremiyah Love still kind of struggling a little bit. Like, he's on pace for 1,000 yards, but I don't know why Arch Manning has double the touchdown runs he has. Now, through the year, Rashee Rice already has 900 yards and 10 touchdowns, and this is the freaking trade deadline, dude. Marvin Harrison is doing all right, as is Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. Now, defensively, I don't know why we can't put a solid season together. Like, we're getting to the quarterback, but it's like, where can we even realistically improve at? I mean, all I can really think of is maybe improving at free safety, but is that really going to be that big of a difference? I mean, our defensive line is already insane, man, so like, I don't know what the problem is. I know we just locked this guy down to a 3-year contract extension, but like, at the end of the day, I guess screw morals. Let's actually start by seeing what we can get for this. Just send it out into the universe. Zaven Collins, Jordan Birch, Ty Algier, and a first-round pick. A team that needs edge rush help, this would be their freaking dream alongside a potential first-round pick. So Joe Thuney, T. Higgins, Cole Bishop, JOK, nothing too enticing. I guess we could improve at edge if I wanted to. Javon Holland, like I said, I did possibly want to improve free safety, but they're also giving me a bunch of picks. Like, I wonder who I could get if they weren't offering me all these picks in return. Chris Olave's crazy, Nico Collins, but we don't need wide receiver. Like, I wonder if we really could get somebody pretty crazy if they didn't attach a bunch of picks to it. Like the Giants here, if we took out picks, they have a guard that we could add. I mean, maybe Francis Mauigoa, but like, he's not much better than what we currently have. Okay, what about Xavier Watts and Chris Lindstrom? What a freaking package this would be. I mean, Chris Lindstrom, he's on up there in age and he has a huge cap hit, but Xavier Watts, he's cheap, dude. He's a scheme fit. Honest to God, I highly doubt this would be accepted because they're both 90+ rated, but I wonder if I threw in both of my first round picks, if that would be worth it, if it can win us a Super Bowl, dude. I feel like it would be. Let's try it off the surface. It's about halfway to being accepted. So if I did throw in both first round picks, they're both going to be late picks. Send in the green now. If I threw in a second as well, it's still in the green, but I think it's going to be a L, boys. What if I threw in my young right guard instead? No way, no way. It was accepted. Holy crap. Okay. I didn't expect that. When it paused, I knew it was accepted. Oh my God. Okay. I gotta lock in here. That's a lot to take in. I hate that I got rid of Bison, but dude, if this helps us win a Super Bowl, it will all be worth it. Trading away 2 firsts and a second is nuts, but a Super Bowl at this point in time is all that freaking matters. Which actually, now that I think about it, we have this young left guard who's already tied for rating with Evans. So I guess we go ahead and make him in the starter, but dude, what an improvement that was at a left field. 92 overall team we built, 96 overall offense with an 88 defense, and now this defense, like the only weak spot was safety, we now got freaking Xavier Watts. Let's hope that wasn't some huge mistake and that just threw off the synergy of the entire team, because we are 7-1 here at the trade deadline. We're going to simulate this bad boy to the playoffs and hope to God with the start that we've had, we don't squander it and earn ourselves a first round bye. Oh, the boys did it. 15-2, only lost one more game the entire season. That's got to be the best record in Cardinals history, dude, and I'm hoping with that first round bye, it can also be the first Super Bowl in franchise history. Funny enough, look at the 2 1 seeds. Got the Raiders with Fernando Mendoza versus Jeremiyah Love in the Cardinals. Let's see if we end up matching up with them in the Super Bowl. Who do we end up losing to? We lost to the Dolphins of all teams, which is that's stupid. In a game where we had almost double the offense that they did. Dumb game. Drew Aller beat us. Get out of here. Finished with the league's #1 offense, and I'm really hoping we saw improvement from the defense second half. Slightly. Dude, I never in a million years expected Arch Manning to be this good. He's already up to a 93 rated. Like, I don't know if it's the offense that he's in, the weapons around him. I told you guys he was entering probably honestly, one of the best situations for any young quarterback to be going into. 5,000 yards in his second season. 42 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions the entire season, dude. Jeremiyah Love, I don't know why he's not getting to the end zone that much. 5 touchdowns, 4.3 yards per carry, only 1,100 yards. Like, Arch Manning getting more rushing touchdowns than Jeremiyah Love is crazy. Like, I know the offense is already good and all, like doing what they're doing, but imagine how good the offense could be if they actually utilize Jeremiyah Love to his maximum potential. He's up to a 94 rated, so he's at least progressing quite well. But I'd be lying if I didn't say I was at least a little bit disappointed in his numbers. He's still young though, dude. He's 23 years old. He'll probably end up hitting 99 here in a few years. Now, the big question is, like, who caught all these passes? Who caught all these touchdowns? Probably Rashee Rice, right? That's crazy. When I signed him, I didn't expect this. Thankfully, you can't drive and beat people in a Madden simulation, and I'm thankful for that because he put up 110 grabs, 1,800 yards, and 21 touchdowns this season, probably winning him Offensive Player of the Year, which at the same time, I'd assume Arch Manning had to have won MVP with these numbers, right? Oh, there's only one man that could have beat him. Joe Burrow, there's no way. He had to have won. If he won MVP in his second season, that's nuts, dude. But let's hold on. Let's calm down. Marvin Harrison, just outside of 1,000 yards. Trey McBride, the best season I think we've seen from him yet. Michael Wilson, still chucking along. Sammy Brown leading us in tackles for the second straight season. And oh my God, Kayvon Thibodeau, where did this come from? 22 sacks on the season. Not what I expected at all. That's insane, dude. What a signing he's turned out to be. He probably won Defensive Player of the Year. Josh Sweat, good year. Walter Nolan, 10 sacks. Jalen Carter's first season as a Cardinal, 9.5 sacks from the defensive tackle 2 position. Now let's see. I feel like we might have actually swept the silverware this year. Arch Manning is your NFL MVP. Mendoza came in 3rd. That's interesting. Now, Coach of the Year is mine as well. Hold on, dude. I feel like it's about to get better. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, Rashee Rice. And your NFC Defensive Player of the Year, Kayvon Thibodeau. So we literally just swept every single award, man, which I feel like should logically lead into us winning a Super Bowl. Now, what's the team looking like at this point? We're all the way up to a 93 overall squad with a 97 offense and 89 defense. Like, we're on the verge of building a 99 overall offense, man, which I don't think is going to happen because we're going to be losing Brian O'Neill, and he's a decent rated right tackle. But just being up to a 97 is nuts. And I think this kind of shows you why we won 15 games this season. Now, let's see it, man. In the divisional round, we match up with the Minnesota Vikings, 9-8. There's no way they beat us. Who even is their quarterback at this point? So somehow they ended up with Sonny Styles, but like outside of that, dude, their roster isn't even comparable to ours. They have CJ Carr, a rookie at quarterback. They got Kyler Murray as the backup. Kate Klubnik. What a quarterback room this is, man. But there's just no way, right? There's no way CJ Carr as a rookie in his first game with a much worse team ends up beating the 15-2 1-seed Cardinals away from home in his first ever playoff game, which, to be fair, this is Arch Manning's first ever playoff game. I think this is probably everybody on our roster's first ever playoff game. But you know what? I'm not even going to acknowledge the fact that we could possibly lose because it's just not going to happen. It's not a realistic possibility because we're advancing into the NFC Conference Championship game with a 51-10 victory. I just have to see how this happened. 501 yards of offense to 161. Arch Manning with 6 touchdowns. The rookie struggled, getting sacked 6 total times. Now, Jeremiyah Love, not a bad performance at all. Rashee Rice, dude, like, he's one of the best signings I've made in a rebuild this year. He's a gem that doesn't see free agency often in this game. 170 yards, 3 touchdowns in his first ever playoff game. That's a lie, I think. As a Cardinal, at least. Also gotta acknowledge Trey McBride here. 3 touchdowns on 5 grabs. The lone 99 overall player on the team as of right now. Defensively, though, who got all the sacks for us? We had 6 this game. Josh Sweat, the veteran, coming up huge. He has playoff experience with the Eagles. Actually won the Super Bowl with the Eagles, so he's looking for his second in his career. Walter Nolan with the sack and a half. Jalen Carter with the sack. Kayvon Thibodeau with a half a sack. Dude, scoring 50 points in an NFL playoff game creates immaculate vibes. Now, all we have to do is get past our divisional foe, the Los Angeles Rams, and we might very well have a matchup against Fernando Mendoza in the Super Bowl. And, like, I'm not too worried either, because if I'm not mistaken, we have already beat the Rams twice this season. So here we have it, boys. The biggest game potentially in franchise history. All we have to do is take down the Rams for the 3rd time this season, which actually, who do the Rams even have? We had to beat a rookie in the divisional round. They have 2 99 overall players. Ty Simpson, of course, is their starting quarterback, who apparently took over for Matt Stafford and validated their draft pick, because he's up to an 85 rated and has got his team in the freaking conference championship game. I just want to point it out that Kanata Mumfield is an 88 rated. That's not what I expected at all when I went to go check the roster, but here it is. But brother, we have already beat them twice this season. They have a good team, but we are so much better. So again, I am completely disregarding the possibility of us losing this game, as we are going to win in dominating fashion for the 2nd time in the playoffs, advancing the Arizona Cardinals into their first Super Bowl in 20 years, and we get the Patriots. Oh, we missed out on the Mendoza matchup. Oh my God! Brother, I am not even going to lie to you. If we win the Super Bowl here, this very well might be the most impressive, dominant playoff run in rebuild history. I've been doing rebuilds on this channel for like 10 years now, dude, and I have never had a point margin of 41 and 37 in back-to-back weeks. That is insane, dude. Talk about our defense struggling in this rebuild. When it matters the most, when a Super Bowl is on the line, they give up 10 points to the Vikings and 3 points to the Rams. Dude, this is crazy work. Crazy. 101 total yards of offense for the Rams. That is one of the worst stinky performances I've ever seen from an offense ever. Another Arch Manning masterclass. Ty Simpson disaster class. Although Arch Manning was sacked more times than Ty this game, but obviously it didn't matter. Good game from Jeremiyah Love, although like that's just why, like, he's just splitting carries with Ty Algier. Like, I'm telling you, all this guy does is just take away from the starting running back. Like, this guy is the most annoying running back in the history of the National Football League. But anyways, Marvin Harrison coming up huge. Rashee Rice, double-digit touchdown game. Look at Jeremiyah Love putting in some action through the air. 3 grabs, 68 yards, and a touchdown. And man, it really all comes down to this, dude. This has been, in my opinion, one of the most fun rebuilds I've done in a hot minute, because we've built such a good team. Which, quick note, we have Arch Manning apparently jumped up to the superstar X Factor in the midst of this playoff run. Now, defensively, we haven't gained anything. Oh, just kidding. Kayvon Thibodeau up to superstar, which is not surprising whatsoever. Okay, something that is surprising, our backup free safety, who I tried to replace, he became a superstar, even though he's 9 overall less than Xavier Watts, but I don't care. I'm totally validated in the moves that I made, dude, because we have brought the Arizona Cardinals all the way to the Super Bowl. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I like jumping into the game typically to get the dopamine rush, but with us on the tear that we're on by just simulating the week, dude, I feel like that's bad synergy to stop now. I mean, just by advancing the week, we won by 41, we won by 37, so if I do it again, can we win by 60? I'm sure Drake May's up to 99 rated, which he is. Oh God, dude, that's gonna be kind of tough. 99 Drake May, 99 Travion Henderson, 99 Christian Gonzalez, not to mention some other studs, which we did actually already play them this season, week 7, away from home, and won by 3, which a win's a win, but I don't like how close it was. But with the run that we're on, boys, I think we are due for a massive win, and I think we're due for the first Super Bowl in franchise history. This entire rebuild, this entire process, all comes down to this. I was about to throw out alternate scenarios, but I'm gonna do it again. I am refusing the possibility that we lose this game, and we're about to deliver the biggest blowout in Super Bowl history. Let's go! First worst Super Bowl in franchise history confirmed. Shout out Josh Sweat. Which, yeah, the Super Bowl win might not have been in as dominant of a fashion as the last 2 games, but at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Now, if you enjoyed that coaching masterclass, you can click right here to watch another one where I rebuild Fernando Mendoza and the Raiders for a whole decade.